The wife is distracted with her cell phone when her husband arrives to say that he is leaving for work. The wife hugs her husband goodbye and wishes him a good day. When the husband leaves, the woman acts suspiciously, as if she is hiding something. Minutes later, a man is walking down the sidewalk talking on the phone when he bumps into a woman. The woman tells him to be more careful and hears the man say on the phone that he is coming over. The man knocks on the door and the woman, who has just said goodbye to her husband, opens the door. She greets her lover and tells him to come in. The woman in the street sees everything and says that this man is strange and is always coming into that house, which is her neighbor's house. The woman says something is wrong and thinks it is better to call the neighbor and tell him everything. She says it doesn't smell right to her. So she picks up the phone and calls her neighbor. The man, who was on his way to work, answers the call. The neighbor says hello and the man asks who it is. The woman then explains that she is his neighbor and that she lives next door to him. The man recognizes the woman and she starts by saying she doesn't want to gossip or cause intrigue. But she says she needs to tell him something that is going on that is very strange. She says that every day when she goes for a walk or takes her dog for a walk, she notices that when the neighbor goes out, his wife welcomes home a strange man. He says the man doesn't live over there and the neighbor should be smart. She says that even the strange man just walked in. So, the man is surprised and says he's going to go home right now to find out more about this story. He thanks her, hangs up the phone and goes home. The husband enters the house and the wife, who was holding out with another man on the couch, is startled by the noise at the door. The lover asks if they are not alone and the wife says she thinks her husband is back. So she tells her lover to hide and then run away when her husband is not looking. The woman sits on the couch in disguise. The husband sneaks into the house and the mistress escapes through the window. Neighbor films man running out of neighbor's house. The husband greets his wife and she asks him what happened and why he came back. The husband says he has forgotten a document and the wife finds this strange because he never forgets anything. The husband says he is going to look for that document and the wife says it is fine. Then the husband walks around the house looking for the man his neighbor told him about. He goes into the bedroom and looks behind the door, but finds nothing. He then looks inside the closet, but finds nothing either. Minutes later, the husband returns with a piece of paper in his hand and says he has found what he was looking for. The wife asks if everything is all right and the husband says yes. She then says goodbye to her husband one more time and stands frightened as he leaves. Outside, the neighbor was about to send the video to her neighbor when she sees him leaving the house. She goes to talk to him and asks him what happened. The man says that nothing happened and that the neighbor made him go back into the house for nothing. The neighbor says that there was someone inside the house and that she has evidence. The man asks where the evidence is. She tells the man to watch his cell phone because she is going to send a video. The man doesn't believe her, but says he will wait and leaves. The neighbor says the man is a poor man. Months later, the woman gets sick with nausea and vomiting. She says she can't be pregnant and says she will take the Gradivez test. Then she looks at the test result and sees that she really is pregnant. She despairs at not knowing who the father is, her lover or her husband. Minutes later, the woman is walking down the street when her neighbor finds her and talks to her. The neighbor asks how the woman is doing. He says it has been a long time since they have seen each other, even though they live on the same street. He says the two no longer exchange information. The woman tells the neighbor to say what she wants. The neighbor says that one of those days she was at the pharmacy and happened to see the woman buying some things. She says she noticed that the woman's clothes are a bit tight. The woman tells her neighbor to excuse her and mind her own business. The neighbor says the woman's life is more interesting than the soap opera. He asks how the woman's husband is doing. The woman says the neighbor is stuck without a husband, so she is taking care of other people's husbands. The woman gets sick right at the time of the discussion and leaves. The neighbor smiles. Minutes later, the woman goes to her room to talk to her husband. She says she needs to tell him something. The husband is expecting, and the woman says she doesn't know how to say it, but she thinks her husband will be happy. She then tells him that she is pregnant, and the husband asks if it is serious. The woman says yes, but the man doesn't have a good reaction. The woman asks what happened, and the man says that their relationship will no longer work. The woman doesn't understand, and the man tells her to pack up her things and leave. The woman says she is pregnant with his child, but the man, upset, tells her to respect him and leave soon. Months later, the man goes out for a walk with a new girlfriend, and the pregnant woman sees them and starts fighting. The girlfriend asks what's wrong, and the woman says he got her pregnant. The girlfriend asks if it's serious, and the man starts smiling, saying that the ex-wife is very cynical. The woman says she doesn't know why he's acting this way towards her, and that he's the one who dumped her. The man, sarcastic, says he is very sorry for her. He then asks her if the ex-wife remembers what he did to her. The woman starts apologizing and says she can explain everything, tells the man to leave his girlfriend and go back to her. He says he was leaving her very lonely, that's why he had that bad attitude. But she says she's sorry and tells the man to think about his child. The man says that child is not his. He says it's his lover's since he can't have children. He says that's how he got confirmation that she was cheating on him. He says his wife thought he was going to make a fool of himself. The woman is in shock and starts to feel pain. The man tells her to stop pretending and go get her lover. Later, the woman knocks on the door of the house of the man she had an affair with. The man opens the door and asks her what she is doing there. The woman says she is there to tell him that she is pregnant with his child. The man is in shock, and the woman confirms it. He asks what the story was. The woman tells him that at the time they were getting to know each other, she ended up pregnant, and that only he can be the father. The man tells the woman to listen carefully to what he is going to say. He tells her to leave his house and never to look for him again because he has no intention of being a father. He says the woman told him to take precautions and that he trusted her. The man says to leave soon and forget he exists. He then enters the house and slams the door in his wife's face. The woman despairs and cries.